Hi, welcome to Authors Speak, an initiative by Books Etc., the literary gift store which sells everything book themed. I'm Anukrti Upadhyay and I'm an author. My companion short novels, Daura and Bhaunri, were published last summer by Harper Collins. Both the books are located in rural Rajasthan and tell stories of beauty and love set in a mystical, folkloric setting. During this surreal period when news is crowded with misery and scary statistics, I'm trying to focus on the quotidian life, the day-to-day life that must go on, looking after my household, working from home, speaking with my family that's scattered over various cities in India and abroad. I also try to help in my small way the people who are suffering unspeakable misery of poverty by distributing dry goods. And of course, I read and write. I'd like to read today a brief portion from Daura, one of my short novels. But before I do so, I'd like to tell you something about both the short novels. Daura and Bhaunri, they've been published as companion short novels. Both these novels emerged from two distinct images, that of a flourishing green tree and a beautiful, strong, nomadic woman. Both the books were written over a period of 2 years and rewritten several times. It was only when I began writing these books that I realized how deeply embedded the childhood memories of desert, of the nomads, of the folklore, food, song, everything that goes to make life in a particular culture scape were in my mind. These short novels turned into a celebration of the beauty and hardship of the desert. So here's a short passage from Daura that I selected for today's reading. Daura is actually a story about a district collector who has a mysterious experience while on a tour of duty. So Daura has dual meaning. One is a tour of duty and the other is a bout of madness. So the district collector is young and idealistic and handsome, and he has this interesting experience. And this experience and what went into making this experience and what happened afterwards is told by from 9 different perspectives, by 9 different characters. The part that I'm going to read to you is from the account given by the guard of the government dak bungalow, where most of the story of Daura takes place. And the guard is an employee of the government, and he is talking about the sarangia, the mysterious musician who somehow catalyzed the experience that the tehsildar, that the district collector had. And this is this portion that I'm going to read. It reveals a facet of the mysterious musician, the sarangia, who plays the sarangi, his character. He has been asked to come and perform by one of the officials of the district. This is a flashback which is being recounted by the guard of the dak bungalow. So one of the officials of the district have asked the sarangia to come and play music to amuse the officials. And this is what happens. The sarangia arrived that evening at dusk. The big sahib was taking his bath and the tehsildar was standing on the veranda, waiting impatiently. He bowed briefly to the tehsildar. "I am willing to perform," he said, "but I will play under that tree, for I can only play in the open. My music does not flourish in closed rooms." Tehsildar Sahib swelled with anger. "Stop this nonsense, you old scoundrel," he shouted. "You will make conditions with the Sarkar. If the big room is good enough for others to dance and sing it, it is good enough for your old bean." The sarangia raised his eyes and looked at the furious Tehsildar. Quietly he turned and walked towards the gate. The tehsildar shouted angrily after him, "Don't let me hear you twang your instrument here. I will break it into pieces smaller than grains of sand, you charlatan." The sarangia passed me at the gate. His face was like a hail-filled cloud. "That ignoramus does not know the difference between a sarangi and a bean," he hissed as he exited the compound. A sarangi is a stringed instrument and bean is a wind instrument, both are very popular in the desert. Why should I play for him and that other man who know about music less than an owl knows about sunlight? I am a kalavant. My art is for my own pleasure. I am not a bhand who sings for money. He looked up to where the sky was silvering. "It is Panchami today, the 5th night of the waxing moon," he muttered to himself. "The moon is slender and glowing like you, but I won't be able to play to you." He didn't go far though, just to the big rock there at the corner. As the moon rose, brightening the sky and deepening the shadows on the earth, he began playing. The breeze carried the music everywhere, to the tree in the courtyard and to the tehsildar inside the bungalow. One of the bearers came running out. "Do something, make that madman stop," he said. "The sahibs are crackling furiously like a babool tree on fire." What could I do? I couldn't chase the desert dweller out of the desert any more than I could stop the breeze or throw a stone and knock the moon out of the sky. So I did nothing and stood still. Later that night, the tehsildar came out of the bungalow, full of daru and anger. He used to ride a motorcycle then, the kind that makes a lot of noise, put, it would go and startle everyone. He used to leave it a short distance from the bungalow. Walking towards it, he shouted at me for allowing beggars to play around the bungalow. "I will dock your pay and get the constable to round up the beggars tomorrow." He turned to cast an angry look in the direction of the great rock where the sarangia was still playing. Suddenly he froze. "What is that? What is that?" he cried. His voice shook. His hair stood on end. I looked in the direction of the rock too. The moon, though new and thread-like, was casting a bright light, and I clearly saw the sarangia perched atop the rock. The sarangi resting against his shoulder, his head swaying in enjoyment of his own music. "That is the old Kalavant Hukum." "The sarangi," I said. But the tehsildar was past comprehending. He was moaning and clutching at his hair like someone demented. His body shook as if he had contracted the fevers of Magh. Then he pitched forward and fell, as if someone had cut the legs from under him. I tried to help him and called to the bearers in the bungalow. "Oh, the horror," he kept repeating. We couldn't raise him. He shrank from our touch as one shrinks from hot coal. We did not know what to do. So this was a portion from my short novel Daura. So in these anxious times, I only have my best wishes to offer to all of you. Do everything to stay positive. Look after your health and the health of your loved ones and family. Stay connected. Talk to those you care about. Tell them that you care about them, that they hold a special place in your life. Think, reflect, resolve. But above all, rest. As an author, I'd of course encourage you to read books, to explore different types of writing, writers from different parts of India, from all over the world, old, new, classical, modern, all kinds, all forms of literature. Many books, including my own, are now available on discount on Kindle and the Kindle app. So enrich your literary experience. This time will pass. And I hope we remember the lessons it's trying to teach us. Stay at home, stay safe. Thanks.